The US says it will send a further $425 million in military aid to Kyiv to help Ukraine fight off Russian troops. A police officer is killed and 40 other people injured in Russian strikes on Ukraine's second-largest city, Kharkiv. Volunteers begin to leave some of the worst flood-hit areas of Valencia as anger simmers over the government's response. A vigil takes place in Novi Sad for the 14 people killed after the concrete roof at the entrance of a railway station collapsed. The Pentagon has said it will send $425 million in military aid to Ukraine as Kyiv prepares to face Russian forces augmented by more than 10,000 North Korean troops. The new aid package includes air defense interceptors for National Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile Systems and munitions for the HIMARS rocket system. Meanwhile, Slovakia's Prime Minister Robert Fico has pushed back against Western military support for Ukraine. He accused European countries of not being interested in a peaceful resolution to the war and said providing Kyiv with weapons only prolongs the fighting. But in the Latvian capital Riga, Estonia's Prime Minister Kristen Michal urged European countries to follow the Baltic example by providing Kyiv with the means to win the war. In 2024, Estonia pledged more than €100 million in military aid for Ukraine, with Latvia promising $112 million. At least one police officer has been killed and 40 other people injured in Russian missile strikes on Ukraine's second-largest city, Kharkiv. The Prosecutor General's office said that a location used by police officers had been hit without clarifying what the site was. The attack, which local police say was carried out with S-400 missiles, left at least 10 people injured, including one rescue worker. Kharkiv's governor, however, said that Russia had used S-300 missiles in its attack, but the type of weaponry used hasn't been confirmed. Meanwhile, further north in Sumy, a 9-story building was hit by a Russian airstrike on Friday evening. 5 people were injured, including a pregnant woman, and several cars were also damaged in the strike. Sumy lies around 32 kilometers from Russia's Kursk region, where Ukrainian troops made a surprise incursion in August in a bid to divert the focus away from the front line. Volunteers in Spain have begun to leave some of the worst flood-hit areas after taking part in cleanup operations following what's been called the worst natural disaster in decades. The extensive flooding has sparked a wave of solidarity across the country, with hundreds of people arriving to the affected areas to help remove the mud. The number of people coming to help has been so high that authorities have asked them not to drive or walk because they're blocking the roads needed by emergency services. Torrential rain and hailstorms on Tuesday caused flooding across multiple regions, including the hardest-hit eastern province of Valencia. 202 deaths have been confirmed in Valencia alone, with a further 3 bodies found in other regions. But there's been anger among many people in the affected areas who say they haven't been given enough support by local authorities or emergency services. A vigil has taken place in northern Serbia for the 14 people killed when the concrete roof above the entrance of a railway station collapsed. The general manager of the Novi Sad hospital said at least 3 people were in a critical condition, with 2 undergoing surgery for life-threatening injuries. Emergency responders say they fear the death toll could rise as rescue teams continue to clear away the rubble with heavy machinery. Serbia's state railway company said the accident happened just before noon on Friday. The company said the construction above the station entrance wasn't part of reconstruction work which had recently taken place. Serbia's Prime Minister said the roof was built in 1964 and an investigation is underway to determine what happened and who was responsible. Serbia's government has declared Saturday a day of mourning.